Hey, it's Matt. In this episode of MPTV, we are here for a little slice of Americana. We're at Dairy Dream in Albany, Indiana. We're going to talk to Rex St. John, the owner of this small, one-location, mom-and-pop, what I would consider ice cream parlor, but it also takes me back to my childhood where you get a nice sloppy Joe, cheeseburger, and french fries. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about three key things that have helped him prosper. Number one, the drive-thru and why you need it for your business. Number two, a little surprise he got from his employees that helped him sell 400 plus unique drinks a week that nobody else has. And the last thing we're going to talk about is something you know I love, video marketing. Now, I'm back to my orange creamsicle. Hey, what's up? It's Matt, and we are back with another episode of MPTV, and today we're doing a first ever. We're outside at what I would consider a mom and pop, good old fashioned ice cream shop. We're here with Rex from Dairy Dream. Rex, what's going on?
Life is good for me.
Life is good. So yeah. Mother Nature's cooperating right now. This is the first doing one outdoors, but I love it because this is what I grew up on. I grew up on what I would consider mom and pop, the big swirl ice cream cone, the Mountain Dew, some crinkle French fries,
orange vanilla twist, and match the motif.
It'll match it, so I can't wait for that. Yeah. So let's talk about your business. First, tell us who you are, where we're at, and all that good stuff.
Sure. Rex St. John from Albany, Indiana, at Dairy Dream of Albany. It's been here since 1953. I am a fourth generation owner, messed that up. My kids, one day, maybe. I'm still holding my breath, but I might turn blue because I don't think they're going to do it. So this might be the last hurrah, but anyway, that's where we are.
So you grew up in the business?
Yeah, definitely. Age 13, don't tell the labor department that I started working that early, but that's what really happened, you know. And so I've been doing it 43 years total. I've got cream in my veins. That's what I say every now and then. I get to speak about it, so it's all good.
So I'll start with the first question, because what I have in my hand, this isn't a prop. I've got a drink that is phenomenal.
I'm glad you agree. 90% of our customers do, so go ahead.
This is something different because you have Mountain Dew on tap.
Right.
But tell me what I got in my hands and how it came about.
We've got probably 20 different syrups that we make, but we had an employee a few years ago, Josh Griffin. He made this up and all of a sudden it took off like fire. It's cotton candy syrup in the bottom of that. That's octane on top of high octane to add more sugar and more bounce to your step and more caffeine and more, you know, whatever. It's good stuff and people love it and they come consistently, constantly for this. I mean, 1 out of 3 cars that drives through there is going to order it. Guaranteed. So
basically it was an employee probably just playing around like, oh my gosh, this tastes great, and he would come in and do it once a week probably and enjoy it. Well, he'd do it when he came into work, and you listened.
Exactly.
And you thought, wow, there's something, and now you said a couple hundred a week?
Yeah. Well, no. Oh. let's do that math. Probably 400 or 500 a week.
400 or 500 a week. Yeah. You could just have told your employee to quit messing with the syrups and Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah.
And just sold Mountain Dew, but instead you've got something that somebody created that drives business.
Oh yeah, it worked out very well.
So talk about your team, your employees, and is it obviously a lot of younger people, I'm guessing?
Oh sure, yeah. We at the peak of the summer normally we have 35, 40 employees. I probably hire 45, 50. You know, we go through some people. You know, I have what I call non-negotiable standards. My standards are pretty high, and we do a volume of business where I've got to have a lot of productivity. But yeah, generally speaking, we only have like 3 or 4 that are pretty full-time, and then most of them are 18 and under. So we're always juggling their schedules and, you know, working around them. And obviously, it's worked out pretty well for us so far. Yeah.
No, it has for us. I love what you got going in there. You're also seasonal.
Yeah.
So talk about how you tackle that, because I know a lot of restaurants struggle with, they need to be open 7 days a week and lunch, dinner all the time. They need to be open all year long. Has it always been seasonal just because of the ice cream business?
It really has. In our general season, I used to open up in February, but then I started noticing it doesn't make sense. So generally in March is when we open, March 1st or whatever weekend falls in that department. And before Halloween, before they give out free candy, which I used to do Halloween was my time frame. So then it turned into, nah, we are not profitable going that long. and plus the weather starts to turn terrible and rainy and overcast, and nobody's thinking about ice cream anymore. They're all into school and buying school clothes. But in the spring, I did a video once where I had them lined up outside with my boards on the front. A lot of women generally, which you informed me 86% of the volume I'm doing through you guys is women based generally. And I didn't realize that until I did that video where I said, hey, let's talk to all our good customers. Me and my key employees were naming them and calling them, and it ended up being mostly women. So hey, that worked out, you know.
So you mentioned we worked together. We started working together a couple months ago. We've talked for, I guess, 5 or 6 months about stuff.
Sure.
What blew me away was when you think of a business like this, you don't think of a cult following. I mean, obviously, I've got ice cream places like this. I grew up in Kentucky, and you go 30 minutes south where I'm at, and there's a lot of places like this, every 30 or 40 miles.
Right.
Every little county seat and all those places have them.
Okay.
But they don't have a social media following, and they don't traditionally do it right. Like if you were to say, hey, Matt, this is going to be one of your favorite clients, it wouldn't be the place like this to make, because it's not an active social media account.
Sure.
We launched your program, and what happened in a couple hours doesn't happen in a month typically.
Okay.
What got you to that point? What are some things you've done marketing wise?
We haven't even talked about this. I like to surf behind my boat. I did a cotton candy Mountain Dew video where I had somebody handing me the cotton candy and the pop, and I'm surfing, and then I talk about doing cotton candy Mountain Dew, and in the background the volume is playing I'm Your Ice Cream Man, Stop Me When I'm Passing By, Seeing All My Flavors, all that. Anyway, Van Halen, we'll go over there one day. But anyway, and then I surfed up to the boat and I got the cotton candy and the Mountain Dew, and I said, this is the best thing on the planet, you know, it's better than anything. So anyway, then I surf up to the boat again and get a real drink, and then I show the video people, and I'm surfing, and then I say it'll throw your world into a spin, and then I do a flip. And I couldn't do a 360, my sons can, but anyway, that was just a fun
When did
thing.
you shoot this?
I just started doing that, it was a couple years ago.
And so you've been active on video, on social media for a while.
Exactly.
What was the response by that?
It was pretty big, My biggest hit was a banana split that I did. And so I went through all the whole sequence, and 260,000 people, over a 250,000 people watched my banana split video, and then 150,000 shares. It was crazy. I don't know why or where, but I don't know how this works, but I'm of that age where I don't know all the details, but that's why I got this guy.
Well, but a lot of the lifting you've done before.
Yeah.
And you say of the age, I mean, a lot of people, 45, 55, 65, don't embrace it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you've not only embraced somebody creating cotton candy Mountain Dew, but you embrace social media, and it's paying off because you're doing a lot of business from it.
Sure, it's an exponential thing. I can see the numbers, so it all justifies itself for sure.
Okay, break time. Restaurateurs, it's Matt. And if you're watching MPTV, you're obviously interested in improving your business. What if I told you could finally take the hope and pray out of your marketing plan and spend money and see results? You see, most marketing starts with the same exact tactic. You gain the attention of somebody, but that's where the majority of it stops. What we do with the ROI engine is help you gain amazing attention, which drives gigantic engagement. That engagement leads to customers to tell us who they are, meaning they opt into your email, text, and birthday program, and then we drive them to buy something. We've got a lot of great programs that can help you, and we'd love to have a conversation with you. If you're interested, it's easy. Check out ROIexperts.net. You can schedule an appointment and we'll hop on a call with you. Worst case scenario, you learn how to market your restaurant like you've never heard of before. Back to the action. Behind us, these cars are flying through. The diesel truck is gone. That's a good thing.
We can actually not yell. Yeah.
Talk about, you mentioned at some of the conferences you've went to, and people will ask you, hey, what is something, what do you think about this location, this business? What is something you always ask them?
Well, they know I've been in this 30 years from an owner standpoint, and they realize that, you know, maybe what I've got to say might help them, and they tell me a location, and I look at it, and I'm like, okay, number one question, does it have a drive-through? As you can see, I mean, it's a bad day. It's kind of chilly. You know, guess what? On a regular Friday afternoon, we've got them 20 deep from here around the building out the highway, literally. And you know, right now it's a great thing. I'm not bragging. I'm just very thankful, happy, and all that. But the drive-through drives 68% to 76%, depending on how rainy the year is, of my business. So if you want to make money, that's what you want. But if you're in it to, you know, be a good guy, you know, friendly neighbor guy, then don't have a drive-through. But if you want to make money, that's the only way I see to maximize your volume and your productivity and all those things that come with it.
But I'm going to guess that, like you mentioned, the friendly neighbor and making relationships and people sitting down.
That's always important too.
You probably have that here as well.
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
Anything you do from a standpoint of like the service, because it's quick. I'm guessing. I mean, we've been here for an hour and cars are going through nonstop.
Right.
The line moves quick. The drive-through is important, but that walk-up window's got to be tough too, because
Sure.
people are looking in the window, they're looking at the drive-through. Your employees are here.
Sure.
How do you tackle something like that?
Well, you know, it's just one of those things where we've decided, you know, that the best volume place to get people in and out is kind of where it's at. I go on social media in the very beginning of this adjustment that we've made and inquire to, you know, people, to encourage them, is what I meant to say, to come on through the drive-through, of course, and then, you know, you can call in your order, offering them different options and different things, you know, to get through the line and get what they want.
What about on a normal summer day?
Right.
Saturday,
Right.
it's 85 degrees.
Right.
People are clamoring for some good old Americana.
Sure.
How do you balance the act of cars here, people at that window? I mean, is there any trick there that you can come across?
It's not a trick. It's just somebody in charge has to be watching everything. And I've got managers, you know, I'm constantly, okay, get out of your employee mode of doing everything. I want you to be more visual and see everything, as opposed to doing one thing at a time in front of you, where you're distracted to where you can't see the whole big picture. And it creates a lot of juggling to make sure that this window got waited on right after this window, and they go in that order, in addition to the drive-through, which has 7 orders in line by the time we're taking an order. So people on the outside can't see that or envision the idea that there's 7 people that ordered before you, even though you're at the window.
Yeah.
So
and
anyway,
we're impatient now. We want it now.
It's difficult. It's a thing. So I you know, try to do the best we can, and it's always a thing that I hear about on Facebook. You know, the squeaky wheel gets all that grease, and it doesn't make sense sometimes, but it's that one customer that makes me want to get better and try my best to make it happen.
Restaurant owners, did you know Matt has free online marketing courses that teach you how to successfully market your restaurant? Email support@mattplapp.com to get access to the courses and a free social media content calendar.
Okay, so the way I like to wrap these up is,
Sure.
you already talked about the drive-through aspect.
Sure.
We talked about what you do here with the videos and creativity. Let's say you're talking to somebody like yourself that's got an operation but is looking just to level up a little more.
Sure.
What is a piece of advice you would give them, something you say, hey, if you did this on a consistent basis, it's going to pay dividends in 5 years?
The other thing that I did a while back was a POS system that gives me specific data every hour. I know that's probably redundant to anybody that's been doing this longer than me, and it's probably been about 10 years that I started doing that. But in addition to that, like I explained to Matt, I live an hour away. So I've got my cameras on my phone, and I'm constantly watching that and tweaking the habits of my employees and asking them to do certain things in a different way, because I can tell what's going on, you know. Otherwise, I'm blind when I walk out the door. Before, you know, 10 years before that, I was like, just hoping that they're doing the right thing at the right time, and things were happening positively. So the cameras and the point of sale doing its thing for me on the backside, where I can monitor things and not have to physically be here. My grandparents used to live here almost, you know, open to close every day, and they talked about how got to get out of that place, you know, and head to Florida in the fall, in the winter. And so, you know, I don't feel like that, but obviously I'm working all the time, just like you.
Yep.
You know, you're talking to me and we're talking social stuff, but yet still we're kind of working.
Yep.
Always working to tweak our game and try to make things better for everybody in our business.
So to harness the power of that point of sale, do you anything specific you do analyzation of it? Are you looking at days and times and okay, why are we faster or slower?
Well, right now, since our drive-thru is doing so well, I'm really honing in on the idea of how many cars or how many orders per hour we can do. That tells me how many cars can be in line, and specifically the labor to revenue is the term I'm looking for, ratio. And that tells me how I'm being so much more productive right now with running so much more volume through the drive-thru. So those things I have certain limits before I get on my When I Work app, which talks to all my employees. It's like, okay guys, I know we weren't very productive last night, but I'm always watching enough anyway, so I already know that. Before I even get the number, I can almost guess to a 0.2 of a point of what it's going to be. You know, it's like, I know we make a lot of our own stuff, so I understand when the guy has to mix and rotate and move all the stuff around, that our numbers are going to be down just a dab that day. So anyway, it's just a thing that you just monitor and pay attention and try to just get better every day. You know?
Well, cool. Well, I appreciate your time.
Sure, buddy.
Our little slice of Americana. It's Matt, MPTV. Rex, thank you.
Sure, buddy. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming down.
If you listen to anything from this whole time, get to his Facebook page, look at the creativity, look at the engagement, look at the following, look at the fan base that this mom and pop ice cream shop is getting in the middle of Indiana that you're probably not even close to, and take some notes. We'll see you next episode.